right, sent out the blast. Going live. And I've tweeted it as well this time. Let's see if that even does anything. Probably not. Shadow, Reishi, and Saleh, how you doing? Beautiful Wednesday morning for me. Do I know smart money concept? I might have heard something about it. Not totally familiar, but maybe I'll check it out. Smart money concept. Got the Thundercat signal. Hey, Tuggy. What's happening, mate? Respect it, Rick Ross. So it looks like we're playing around with 20,000, that level. Let's have a look at what we've got here. So just like what happened here, we had a deep dive below 30 after the fall from 40. And you see how that almost like corresponds with what's happening here. So I think it's reasonable to suggest that we have a similar kind of area for 20k as we did with 30, you know what I mean? So if we look back at 40, let's see how that behaved as well after the initial drop. Little bit different. Let me go to the 4-hour chart. Might be a bit easier to look at. Yeah, there was a lot more. There's a lot more action, like crazy volatility through here. This is when the Ukraine disaster happened, like with the Russia-Ukraine crisis, rather. Lots of volatility. I think that was the very end of February is when it kicked off, is when Putin invaded Ukraine around here. So there was a lot of wild moves and causing instability in the markets. But let's see. We'll go back to the current sort of area. I think I did this the other stream where I put in a bars pattern thing where you measure it between the two like this, and something similar might happen here. I'm not suggesting that we lose crypto down to 10k or anything. I mean, it could happen, but all I'm saying is that we might be in for like a choppy sideways month. That's just on the cards. We've got less than half an hour to go till the daily closes here. Daily candle. Hello to everyone that's just joining in now. G'day from Perth. How you doing, Perth? G'day from Brisbane. $15k in your opinion? Yeah, I'd love to see that. I'd love to see a 15k Bitcoin. I would buy it up. I just want to see this area reached again. That would be awesome. Like anything below, 19k would be awesome. But I'll take what I can get. So something I've noticed with the alts is that Dogecoin is actually doing fairly well. Let's have a look at that. The top 20. We've got Doge is on a bit of a bull run, like a bit of a, it's rallying, that's for sure. At least on the short-term cycle. If we go to the 4-hour chart, 7 cents is the current resistance that we need to get back on top of. But yeah, that's been a big move from the bottom. 41%. Not bad at all. Let's see what else is happening here. Yeah, it's been a long road for Doge. There's been some pumps along the way, but nothing to put the trend, back on trend. But yeah, definitely a long road. It's got a lot of headroom, like it's got a lot of room above it from where it's been in the past. So yeah, there is a lot of potential with Doge if it runs again in the next bull cycle. But yeah, it's totally up to you if you're going to back it or not. I think Solana's been doing well lately as well. $36 it's up to now. So from the low, the local low, like the all-time low of the year, to the highest point, that's done 50. So it's even outperforming Doge, Solana, from the low. Not bad at all. It's got a lot of room above, because it fell severe, like very severely from the all-time high. But I think potentially Doge has more percentage ahead of it back to the all-time high. Yeah, it's got like over 1,000%, whereas Solana's only 600. So the earn potential on Doge is pretty nice if we're to head back up to all-time highs. Yes, Solana has been not hacked, but I think it's like a traffic thing. Like it can get shut down by lots of traffic, like crazy amounts of transactional traffic. It just freezes the system up and you can't do anything with it, or it goes offline. They have to turn it offline or something. So hopefully they come up with a solution to that. I think the price of making something fast and cheap is that it's easy to exploit that system, and it's cheap to bring it down. Whereas something like Ethereum, when it's expensive to bring Ethereum down because it's so the transaction fees are just insane when it gets choked up. And similar with Bitcoin, like, yeah, it's just too expensive to try and shut Bitcoin down, or Ethereum, I think. So they go after the cheaper, like faster protocols like Solana and whatnot. Thoughts on Phantom? I think Phantom has fallen. It's like one of the heaviest fall cryptos of this bear market so far. Let me just double check that. I'm going to arrange this list alphabetically so I can find it. FTM, there we are. So this has had a huge fall from its all-time high of 94%. That's incredible. So if you think Phantom's got any kind of future, this thing's going to go, well above 1,000% recovery if it's going to, head back up to all-time high. So that's something you can do. Like if you look at the coins that have fallen dramatically, like the alts, and you see how much room they have to recover, that might be, and provided that you back the coin, like you think that it's a worthy project and that it's not gonna, collapse during the bear market or like run out of money or anything like that. They're not, yeah. As long as they don't rug pull. If they survive it to the next bull cycle, then yeah, there's a lot of potential to earn. Now, Ape, someone said Ape. I think that's a newer altcoin. I might have to add it to my list here. 8 USDT. So that's Phantom. I'll save that chart. Ape. It's only quite new on the scene. It only came out this year in March, at least to Binance. It has fallen almost 90%. So yes, this is another one that has really nice potential if it has a future. There's a lot of room ahead of it, like on top of it, to move up and accumulate percentage. So DC Woodworking, hey, good to see you, dude. Yeah, Phantom, AXS, I think is the other one that I liked. Axis Infinity. That has fallen pretty significantly as well. Yeah, 92%. So ENJ, Engine, Axis. I mean, all the alts have gone through this same crash pattern. So they're all on the same like grounds as far as like, you know, everyone left. Everyone left after the bull cycle finished. You know, everyone pretty much sold it. No one's holding it. Only the hardcore AXS fans are like, you know, holding it where it is, and probably the project itself would be holding an amount of coin as well, of crypto. So let's see, we've got ENJ. I'm going to delete these old TA lines here. We'll see how far that's fallen. Yeah, around 92%. So a lot of these alts seem to have fallen high 80s, low 90s in the percentage factor. So there's a lot of room above to for earning potential in the next bull run, but just make sure you're getting in on the ones that have a future, because not everything's going to survive this bear market. Some projects will wrap up and run out of money. But yeah, I mean, I guess if we tie that back to Dogecoin, the good thing about Dogecoin is that it has survived many bear markets, bear cycles. You know, it hasn't disappeared anywhere. So I think it's not a bad idea to accumulate some Doge, in my opinion. If you're a Doge fan, I don't think it's going anywhere, but we'll see. It's Elon Musk has created an interesting sort of environment, or like an interesting what's the word? Dynamic with Dogecoin. So yeah, I'd be pretty happy to see it go to $1, or at least back to its all-time high at some stage. Yeah, like if we just look at the chart here, what has performed well in the last 24 hours? Doge, Filecoin, Unique. So there's still a bit of action or activity happening in these alts, even when, you know, Bitcoin hasn't really done a hell of a lot yet as far as recovery, but these things are reacting very quickly. Like, so this to me is signs of like fairly hefty accumulation in these ones. So Tron, Matic, Doge, Filecoin, Uni. So things like maybe VeChain. Let me go to the VeChain chart. Yeah, there's not a hell of a lot of action in VeChain. Like, I mean, 20. You can't sneeze at 22%. That's still awesome, but as far when you're comparing it to the other alts that have already done a bit of recovery off this or relief rally, not many people are backing VeChain as they are compared to like Solana, Dogecoin, Matic. See how Matic has recovered off the bottom. It's come up 43%, not bad at all. So yeah, there are slight differences between the like these little bounces, like these recovery bounces, people catching the bottom and catching that bounce. Even if it is a dead cat bounce, I mean, this thing's been dead cat bouncing for days and days. You know, downtrend, bounce, no. Downtrend, bit of a bounce, no real recovery, bounce, more bleeding. So I think it'd be kind of bold to assume that just because Bitcoin has come down and broken 20K, that's where we're gonna recover from, you know? I still think it's very reasonable to suggest that there's going to be a bit of sideways and potentially another severe sell-off that takes us down to, you know, 14 or 15K, maybe even 10. We might get some wicks down to 10. That would be amazing. That would be awesome for buying. But yeah, I don't expect anything, but I prepare for things that might happen, you know. All right, let's check out also with Bitcoin. We've got, I might have to get a different chart for this. Let me just, because I'm going to do some bit of RSI analysis. I'll have to go to, say, like the Bitstamp or right, this is the market cap. Let me find that chart that has like a really long history on it. So it's Binance, Bitstamp, Coinbase, Bitcoin Dominant, the BLX, that's it. Okay. So this thing's really good for viewing the macro existence of. So on a monthly scale, if you look at the monthly chart here for Bitcoin, since its inception back in, you know, late 2009, though this chart doesn't take it back that far. This goes back to mid 2010, but still, geez, wouldn't you have loved to have known about Bitcoin back here? What were we doing in 2010 that was so important that we couldn't buy Bitcoin? I don't think I even heard about Bitcoin until like up around here, perhaps. Maybe I've heard the word before, like around here, but I didn't know what the hell it was or like what to do. Yeah. So, yeah, you really had to have been in the know or knew someone that was involved to get the word about what was happening back in 2010. Like that was early. That was very early on. Like this is, yeah, pre early adoption. Like you could still say we're in like the early adoption phase. Like we're not, I don't know. Yeah, depends who you ask. But anyway, let's see. On the monthly scale for the RSI, Bitcoin has never been this low. We've never seen RSI readings on the monthly at 42. It's come close, but you can see if I go full screen here and I draw like a horizontal at where we are, like right there, we've only come into this vicinity here on this drop, and then we didn't quite drop down to it here. This was, what was this drop? And even like the COVID drop, that was nowhere near the RSI weakness that we have right now. So Bitcoin is the weakest it has ever been on the monthly scale. Let's check the weekly as well. So if you believe in Bitcoin, if you believe there's any kind of future, now would be the time to accumulate, in my opinion. But not financial advice. That's just my, My 2 cents on the matter. Okay, let's go back to the weekly. So even on the weekly, you can see there's only been a couple of touches below 30 on the RSI. Once, twice, and now we're quite deep into the zone below 30 on the RSI. So yeah, to me, that spells opportunity. Like, that's an amazing opportunity to start filling up whatever you can manage, like whatever is in your scope for accumulating. Like, even if you have 20 bucks, like, you know, whatever you can afford to just, you know, store away for some time. But you know, it really depends. It's totally on you how heavy you go into something. You know, I wouldn't recommend life savings. I wouldn't recommend, like, you know, that's your call. However, how much money you put in and what you put it into, that's on you. And that's always the case. So let's see. I mean, the daily, you got a lot of noise on the daily chart as far as RSI goes, but getting perspective for like how deep, like how weak the market is, you really need to go to that weekly and monthly view. Okay. So if you haven't already, smash the like button. Don't forget to do that. See if we can get some more people to jump into the stream and get that view count up. Perhaps get some more subscribers. Let's go back to the current chart. So we've got 5 minutes until the daily candle close. I'll turn logarithmic scale off. We'll go back to, let me go back to the Binance chart where I've got my drawings. Okay, so the last 2 days have been quite indecisive. Like, they're just dojis if you look here. See that? This candle's only got 4 minutes left. I think it's going to end up being pretty flat and doji, you know. There's no real sign of huge strength yet. This is just indecision. No one really knows if we're going to go further or if we're going to fully, you know, if that was the bottom, if we've seen the bottom yet. So it's all this at the moment. It's all indecision. Similar to what happened back here. Like, you know, these times through the 30K like range, there was no obvious trend. There was enough support to hold it, and there was enough resistance to keep it down. So this is like your classic accumulation zone. Those that accumulated and like had a stop loss, that's fine as well. Like, if you stopped out, you sold what you had that you accumulated through here and then waited for this to balance out, and maybe they're reaccumulating at this level now. But hey, there's nothing wrong with if you accumulated through here and then you've DCA'd, you know, your way down. But the beauty of a bear market is there's a lot of time to, you know, you can take your time accumulating, like to gather more, to get more money. And if that's what your plan is, if that's what you're wanting to do, time is your friend here. It's not like you have to buy it this week because we're going to go on a bull run tomorrow. You know, it's not like that. So still plenty of time. I think it's really healthy and good to see that we have filled all the gaps that existed between 30 and 20. This has been really good. This has been like getting that sort of I don't know, that milestone out of the way, I guess, so that we can move forward with the market. So what else is there to sort of cover here? If we go back to, say, 4 hourly, I know I've seen a couple of, I'll even go back to the hourly actually. A couple of people calling for like a channel that was formed. I know Mitch Ray was talking about this, like resistance across here. And then he found like a channel, something like that. And that has since been broken. Got some kind of a break of that descending channel. I mean, it broke down here as well. I guess you could call that a fake out. Moves that go out of the range, that's just exuberance. Like that's just, yeah. It seems, at least with crypto, everything goes a little bit extra, like out of the trends, or it's potentially for liquidation's sake. Same with this. Like this has come out potentially to attract people going long, and then what they're doing is they're going to drive it back down and liquidate those people that went long, perhaps through here, through this area. But yeah, I don't know how I totally feel about that channel. I think I guess I'll leave it there just for interest's sake. But he also had a center line through here. It's sort of like a linear regression, something like that. You can see like the price spent like a fair bit of time at that central zone as it was trending down. So if we do dunk back down below 20, perhaps there'll be a bit of support on that central line again. If not, maybe we'll dip and find some kind of a bounce on that channel line, the support side of it. I guess we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. But yeah, the way it's going at the moment, it feels like 20K is such a big psychological level for Bitcoin that I think we're going to spend some time in this zone. Like, if I'm going to call it a zone, like, I'll show you the boundaries of what I mean. I mean, it's pretty much just drawing a box around the price action that we've seen so far. It's just basically you're picking out the extreme highs and the extreme lows. That's all you do. And that gives you the range of this sort of zone. But perhaps like the true range might end up being something more like this, of this sideways accumulation. But it's kind of how I see this playing out for the next couple of weeks. Could be wrong, but that's how I feel. That's my sort of vibe on it. We've got the new daily candle. Let's see how that yesterday's candle went. Yeah, kind of a doji. Not much has happened. Very flat. It's an inverted hammer. If you're a candle person that looks at the symbols, the candle patterns. Gravestone, perhaps. Perhaps that'll spell further sell-off, hopefully. We will find out. So I'll go down to the 5-minute chart. The daily, yeah, we're still on that initial daily candle. Sorry, that initial, 5 minutes. So yeah, there's not a hell of a lot of strength yet Grade A Music, the $5 super chat. Thanks, man. Hey, Rick, what do you think the likelihood of Bitcoin going to 14.5K after midterm elections in the fall? I think it could happen even sooner than that, to be honest. But yeah, it's strong likelihood, I would say. Like, just look at how Bitcoin's been behaving through at each big psychological level. So we've got the 50K level. The 40 was there was a lot of volatility around this level. Like, look how big that range is. That's a huge range compared to the 30K range that we had. So, yeah, I mean, that was like a $10,000 range through there, whereas this range here was a lot smaller. Get this back to white. And then if we draw a box around that range, it's massive. It's a big range of ranging market. There's no trend, but yeah, very volatile range, that one. This one, the volatility was reduced. That's why it's a lot flatter. And then now we've got our new range down here, which is similar to the 30K range that we were playing with. The range at 50, if you exclude that wick, of course, that was a bit more on par with what we're seeing at the moment as far as volatility. But as far as like from a trading perspective, what we just came out of, this 30K range, was very boring, like no action. Like, it's almost like surfing, there's no swell, there's no volatility, there's no waves happening. To surf, to trade, you want a lot of volatility, a lot of up and down to make use of the percentage difference. You want those swings, those big swings to take place so that you're not wasting your time. So the swings on here were like 10%. It's not terrible, but yeah, it can perform a lot better. Let's see. We've got. Oh, someone was asking about Doge again. Yeah, I'll cover Doge again. So I'll write down a couple of points. So yeah, that's just a few reasons why I think it has potential. Like it's like a tried and true or tried and somewhat trusted performer on the flip side of a bear market. If you go logarithmic for Doge, um, I mean, before Elon Musk started talking about it, it was just. I need to get a chart. Hang on a minute. I'm going to get a chart with a lot more Doge history on it. Um, let's see. Maybe Bitstamp has a good Doge chart. I'm going to add it to this list here. Gemini? Let's just check. I want a chart that has like a long history. Oh, Gemini's only brand. Okay, yeah, it's not Gemini. It's Bittrex. Yeah, Bittrex might be alright. See, Doge came out in like 2012 or earlier, maybe? Let me check. Initial release, December 6, 2013, 8 years ago. Or more. Yeah, almost 9 years. So 2013. Yeah, this is the oldest chart, 9th of December 2013. So, as you can see, each bear market. Now I have to overlay. Let me just overlay something here. There used to be an overlay button up here, but maybe that's the paid only version. All right, like a compare button. TradingView's changed a little bit since I last did these like overlays. But if we, okay, we're on the weekly. Let me go back to that BLX chart to get Bitcoin on the weekly, because I want to compare its how it's performed through bear markets. Weekly. Maybe monthly. Okay, that's a bit better. I just have to turn. If I could, like, anyway. Let me pinpoint the bear market areas, like the extreme lows of Bitcoin. So 1st of November 2011. It's before its time. 1st of January 2015. Right here. That's Doge going through its first bear market after the January all-time high. 2014. Yeah, this existing Bitcoin all-time high was roughly, yeah, not long after Doge hit the scene, right here. So we're comparing the low, and then there's the next all-time high was 1st of December 2017, like that month. So December 2017. Doge was, yeah, making a new high as well, but it made it in January. So up here, somewhere like that. And then the bear market bottom, which was January 2019. Yeah, similar here. So bear market, bull market, bear market, bull market. This was a bull run. It was still a bull market, I guess you could say. Mid 2019. But I think not many alts saw that big of a climb during the Bitcoin like cycle here, where it rallied up before COVID. Remember, COVID-19 is a 2019 virus. Like it actually first started infecting people in Wuhan in 2019 in October, but it became pandemic level in March 2020, which is this dip candle right here. So you could say that's the back of another bear cycle. So we had, yeah, 2 bear cycles and 2 bull highs, like the top of a bull run, fairly close together. And then obviously we've got our double top bull market, which Doge also got in on in a big way. But it was a single top. So, and there's the COVID drop of March 2020. So, as you can see, every bear market that Bitcoin has gone through, Doge has rallied back. It has come back. It has come back somewhat in that one, and definitely in a big way in this one. So, just because it's retraced, just like the rest of the market, including Bitcoin, I don't think Doge is done forever. I think it's proven in the past that after each bear market, there is a recovery of some sort. After each bear market, there's some kind of a rally. We're just waiting on Bitcoin, because it is the dominant crypto, as we all know. We're just waiting on Bitcoin to produce the conditions for the alts. And that's the same with all the alts, really, like all the ones that are going to be around anyway. Because some won't make it, some will get delisted, some will get, rug pulled by the project team, like the team behind it, or not rug pulled per se, but they run out of money. The people in the team leave and they go and find work elsewhere, or they change projects. They fork, and the old project gets, written off. But I think Doge is gonna be around in the next bull run. I think I'm pretty confident on that. Same with probably similar with Tron TRX. I've seen that. That's been around for a while. Matic, yeah, I don't see why Matic won't be here next bull cycle. Yeah, there's a few of them. XRP is probably going to be here. I don't know. It's a bit of a wild card, XRP, because of the whole SEC court drama that it's going through at the moment with Ripple Incorporated, or whatever the company's called. So Tron, see this chart doesn't go back that far, only 2018, but I'm not sure. I think Tron's been around a bit longer than that. Let me just have a look on crypto. Okay, initial release July 2018. 25th of July 2018. Okay, so around here. So it didn't do well out of the gate. It came out and went down basically. And a lot of alts do that. They get listed and then it's just a huge sell-off. And that's because of the pre-sale crowd that get in and own Tron before it hits the market. As soon as it hits the market, they sell it, because it usually gets listed at a higher price than the pre-market sale price was. So they're taking profit as soon as it hits the market, and then you get this retracement. You see that with a lot of alts, like even Shiba. I'm pretty sure Shiba did that as well. It came out, hit the market, got sold off, and then it established a bottom. But yeah, it's been very pumpy and dumpy, Tron. It's a lot of action like that. There's probably older charts than this Binance one for Tron, but yeah, it's got a history of just pumping really hard and then dropping not long afterwards. It had a pretty amazing run since the COVID dip of 2020 back here. 2,170%, not bad. It had a a couple of runs there. Not bad returns there. But yeah, that's another coin that I think's probably going to be around in the next bull cycle, unless Justin Sun pulls the plug on Tron. Yeah, but we'll see. Ethereum. I haven't really talked about Ethereum. Vitalik Buterin. Go to the monthly chart. Yeah, that has come right back down. That's I think the lows were below 1,000, weren't they? $881.56. That's quite the sell-off. So if you believe that Ethereum's going to be around in the next bull cycle, I'm pretty sure it will be. A lot of coins run off Ethereum. Remember that. The ERC20 network. Your Tether itself runs off Ethereum. There's also the what's the other one? There's ERC20 and then there's, I think, TRC20, which is the Tron network. But I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure Tether can be transacted across either network, Ethereum or Tron. Sometimes Tron's better to do it over. It's cheaper and faster. And then, other times Ethereum's the way to go. But yeah. Yeah, probably another one worth accumulating. I mean, the recovery back to all-time high for Ethereum, 336%. If you compare it to Doge, where we're at now, back to all-time high. Let me turn off logarithmic scale as well. That's in the thousands. Or, yeah, 1,033% return if it gets back to all-time high. There's potential. I mean, even if it just goes back up to, 30 cents, that'd be really good. A climb back to 30 cents would be as good as an Ethereum returning to its all-time high, 330 odd percent. If Doge gets back to 30 cents, that's the same recovery. That's the same return on investment. So yeah, it just depends. Like, do you think you just got to measure up what you think's going to be around in the next bull cycle? I'm pretty sure Doge should be around. It's sort of proven that it's recovered off the back of a bear market multiple times. So yeah, that's my opinion. Captain Kronos, what's happening, dude? Yeah, still around. I've still been checking in every now and then. I've been streaming a little bit lately, so every other day I'll put up like an hour. I'll stream for about an hour and then just share my thoughts on what I think's going on. But yeah, still around, still kicking. Where do I think that the bull cycle will start, in my opinion? Good question. I think it's going to happen after the next halving. So let me look that up, when that's supposed to be, the Bitcoin halving. June 24th, 2024 is the estimated time of arrival for the next halving of Bitcoin, which is going to be, if we mark it out on the map, so June 2024, and it's late June. So we'll sort of mark it here, the vertical line, roughly there. Now, where have Bitcoin halvings been? There was a 2012 halving in November. November 2012, which was late November, so I'll put it to this December mark here. I'll put logarithmic so you can see. Maybe this would look better on the weekly scale. Yeah, so we can get a bit more resolution in there. So we've got late November 2012 was so about there. And then we've got another halving in 2016, which was July, early July, about here. And we've got another one in 2020, May 11. May 11, 2020, right there. Can you see what happens after each halving? Halving, halving, halving. It seems to kick off a bull run after each halving, you know? So if we get another halving, depending on where the price is at the time, let's say it's, you know, somewhere around here. Let's say it kicks off at 20K. I would say, yeah, so it's about 2 years away. Let's call it that. About 2 years' time is going to be the next major all-time high reaching bull market. But that's not to say that we can't get some really nice, you know, bull cycles before then. You know, maybe we'll hit. Maybe we'll get one next year in 2023. Who knows? But you know, it's happened before. Like we've had one here before the next halving. There was that bull cycle in 2019. Might have to tag these just so we know what they are. This is where I was reading it from. Sorry if that blinds you with the white background. Maybe I'll put this on so that you can see it black and white. January 9, 2009. Let's see. Get another one happening. I mean, that takes it off the chart. But anyway, there was a halving in 2009, apparently. I mean, that's very close to its inception. Bitcoin was, I mean, I think that might even be before Bitcoin even came around. Let me see. I mean, it was definitely before it was available on exchanges, that's for sure. Initial release, 9th of January 2009. Yeah, so on release. So it's off the chart a bit, but anyway, you can see how things behave. Let me just write this information out. So we've got a halving at November 28th, 2012. Just copy this formatting because we'll add text blocks, change the dates, of course. This is supposed to be July 9. May 11, 2020. Halving. So mark it on your charts. We've got a March the 2nd, 2024. That's the estimated time of the halving. It could be, give or take a month or two, or a few weeks, but that's what we're looking at. I don't know. Who knows where that halving will take place? Like, I don't know what price Bitcoin's gonna be at in 2024. It wouldn't it be incredible if it was up here or something? $1 million. But yeah, I think I don't think we're gonna see new all-time highs for Bitcoin before the next halving. It's probably going to be after it at some point, but yeah, it'd be bold to sort of forecast new all-time highs before the next halving. Now, to understand what halving is, for those that don't understand what it is, it's the reward that miners get for mining the blocks. It's the block reward. So when Bitcoin first came out, you used to get 50 Bitcoin for one block mined. Then it got halved, so you only got 25 Bitcoin for each block mined, and then it halved again, halved again, halved again. So it's getting harder to mine the Bitcoin, the new Bitcoin that hasn't come into existence yet, but it's expensive, making it more valuable, as it's it's got a finite circulating supply. So yeah, it's very clear what happens after a halving. It's like it's something that sparks a lot of buying and a lot of enthusiasm, and it's like an inherent function in Bitcoin, like to drive the price up and the value. It's just the way it works. So yeah, I definitely see Bitcoin having some kind of a future of like higher value. If we turn logarithmic off, things become a bit wackier. You try to see the scale, but as soon as you move it back, you see all these grow. But yeah, each bull run, each new all-time high dwarfs the previous. Our current all-time high makes the 2018 all-time or the 2017 all-time high look quite small and insignificant. But yeah, when it happened, damn, that was a big deal. Going from the previous high of 1,000 and whatever dollars to almost 20K. That's a big move up. But as you know, like as something grows in value, the returns are diminishing. Like you get diminishing returns. Like a move from here back to all-time high is only, it's not even 300%. It's only 229%. Whereas a move back to the all-time high after the big dip of 2018 or 2019, that was almost 500%. So that's a pretty good return off the recovery. So if you take the bear market after the all-time high and then take it to where it eclipsed, 1,500, 600, 500, And then if we, let's say the bottom's in, assume it is, that's only, 200 and whatever, 250. So yeah, the returns are diminishing. It'd be cool to see Bitcoin, it's not going to happen. I mean, I highly doubt it. Head back down like a severe. I don't think that's going to happen, but if it did, that would be pretty incredible, because that would, the opportunity that would create. But hey, wild things can happen in markets. Like, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I've streamed for about an hour now, and thanks for tuning in. And I'll be sure to start up a new stream within the next couple of days, especially if something exciting happens. Today, so far, off to a pretty boring start. It hasn't really moved much at all, but yeah, keep your eyes on the charts. Not all day, but check in as often as you like, of course. All right, have a good one, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. Bye bye.